Further public comment, we will move on now to item 24, zero emission passenger rail and trail project update and railroad bridge loading assumptions. Hi, welcome. Sorry to interrupt. Is your microphone on? It's like on the, yeah.
That's green now. All right. Thank you, commissioners. Thank you, Chair Brown. My name is Riley Gerbrandt, Associate Transportation Engineer on your staff. I'm here today to provide you a project update on the zero emission passenger rail and trail project, to discuss things that we've been working on as a project team and also some bridge loading design assumptions. I do have our consultants, HGR Engineering, online. I wanted to check to make sure that we have Mark McLaren, Tiffany Mendoza, and Peter Graff. Okay. Okay. Peter Graff, is he in the list of attendees? So I think, yeah, great. Did I make an announcement on? Okay, so we're waiting for, we won't wait for, but we're going to have Tiffany Mendoza, HGR, Mark McLaren from HGR, and Peter Graff from HGR support us on this project, and they're being given a promotion request to get them onto the Zoom panelist. And so when so thank you for that interlude. So today we're going to provide a summary update for you guys on the commission regarding the public engagement opportunities that we had for milestone 1 of this project, which occurred from February through to beginning of March. We're also going to discuss the infrastructure evaluations that have been ongoing as part of the project, and provide some recommendations for bridge design assumptions and standards, and review and also summarize the review that the team has done on the coastal rail trail projects. Next slide. I wanted to take a note too that to mention that we did receive several public comments on this item. Those comments have been provided. There is a handout that is available on this item for you guys to refer to and read. As you know, the Santa Cruz Branch Rail Line is a 32-mile corridor that goes from Pajaro in northern Monterey County to Davenport in northern Santa Cruz County. It's been an active rail line since the 1870s, and it currently provides freight and recreational passenger services for Santa Cruz County. The branch line was brought into public ownership by purchase of the branch line by the Commission in 2012, and it has a unique opportunity to provide transportation investments for Santa Cruz County to improve equitable multimodal transportation services for the county. And in 2023, your commission directed staff to award a contract to HGR Engineering to assist us in completing the project concept report for this zero emission passenger rail and trail project, which aims to bring 22 miles of passenger rail service, as shown on the screen, as well as 12 new miles of coastal rail trail, also shown on the screen. Next slide. And on your screens is the schedule for the project. We're in this first phase, the project concept report, which will wrap up in spring of 2025. And it overlaps and leads into the environmental documentation phase for the project, which would ultimately lead to the Commission's ability to approve the project. And then after that, we would go into right-of-way and final design phases, have a potential for beginning construction as shown on your screen early in next decade. Next slide. And as the first milestone of this project, staff brought before your commission in February the project development team's recommended preliminary purpose and need statement. And that kicked off a month of public engagement for this project, which Tiffany Mendoza from HDR is going to summarize for us. Next slide.
Yeah, thank you, Riley. As Riley shared, my name is Tiffany Mendoza with HDR supporting the RTC on the development project. So the first phase, the first milestone of the development of this project concept phase included developing the preliminary purpose and need statement. As he mentioned, outreach started with the February 1st presentation and public hearing to the commission. Following that, from February 5th to March 4th, we had a virtual open house available for participants. We also held 2 in-person open house meetings in the middle of February. Those were held in Watsonville and Santa Cruz. RTC staff supported a table at the Watsonville Farmers Market. And additionally, throughout February and March, we held several briefings with local city councils, agencies and stakeholders. These included Capitola City Council, Watsonville City Council, Scotts Valley City Council, Santa Cruz City Council, Santa Cruz Metro, the TAMC Rail Policy Committee, and a meeting with the California Coastal Commission. Next slide please. Throughout these meetings, specifically the open house meetings, we had approximately 100 individuals participate in those in-person open house meetings, and at 231 users participate in the virtual public meetings. We received a wide variety of comments, ranging from support for the zero emission aspect of the project to a desire for alternate modes of transportation to divert traffic from Highway 1, to comments on affordability of the project. Many commenters also agreed that the preliminary purpose and needs statement fit their vision for the community. Other key topics that we heard from commenters included themes of safety, reliability, frequency, affordability, and equity. We also heard that many participants want to see elements of the project incorporate infrastructure for other modes of travel near the rail stations, such as biking, bus, walking, and rideshare. And we also strongly heard support for connections to the Bay Area, Cabrillo College, UC Santa Cruz, and other community locations. Commenters also agreed that the project would help to lower vehicle miles traveled and greenhouse gas emissions. And a more detailed summary of all of the outreach conducted and what we heard from the community is included in a report as an attachment to today's commission agenda. Next slide. Finally, I'm going to share a reminder. I think we shared this with you in February, but a reminder of our upcoming engagement opportunities for the project. We have just completed this winter 2024 milestone. We're looking ahead to our next round of public engagement kicking off in the summer, at which time we will be sharing conceptual alignments and discussing potential zero emission vehicle types. We also have 2 additional rounds of public engagement planned as we move forward with the project concept report in fall and winter of 2025. And I think that wraps up my public engagement update, and I will hand it back to Riley.
Evaluation update for the project. We're going to be summarizing the evaluations that have been taken and are ongoing, and also discuss bridge loading design assumptions and standards that the project team is proposing for use on the project. As a note, the evaluation of existing corridor infrastructure, especially bridges, is a key component that guides future project tasks, such as the structure's conceptual design and development of alignments. So it's a critical thing to take on early in the project to get the project team working on the other aspects that are coming along. Next slide.